I've been to Ireland twice, and I always had it in my mind that I'd love to come and play music here. I had come as a tourist, and though my roots are here, not far from here in Tip, a tourist is what I was. And I always thought it'd be really fine to come back and play music. And then as time went along, I thought of it as, let me come back here and do traditional American music, which I do, for the Irish people, instead of coming over here. I mean, they have their traditional music, and it's wonderful. I believe, anyway, that the American music, traditional American music, is really highly regarded by people in Europe and in Ireland as well. And so that was my thought. And I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I came in and played at your place tonight.
You can pay away, but I'm not paying.
Well, how about if we just pass the hat and play for pints then?
Yes, about
Done. The very first night that I pulled into the pub in Tornina, Dunford's pub, there perhaps were 6 or 8 people, I'd say, in there, none of which I knew. I was in the company of my friend and most congenial of hosts and a great fisherman, Philip Mahar, who spells it correctly, according to him, and yes, I agree. I was introduced around, and then I took my guitar, sat against the fireplace, which was approximately 6 feet from the bar, and just started playing. I wouldn't say I got a cold shoulder from anybody, but everybody was just there going about their own business, which was having a quiet pint in the evening. As the night rolled on, without exception, everybody started joining in. The hours passed quickly. Some of the people that I thought were maybe less than cordial at first became my friends. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, the next thing I know, we were heading home.
And I heard the guitar player say, Vámonos Jose's on his way. And I knew, yes I knew I should leave. But then I heard her say, hey, come a little bit closer. Big ending, boys. You're always on my mind. Hey! Well done.
Billy Dean, my guest on this first tour, had been doing some jobs together. He sprung it on me that he was going to be doing this Kenny Rogers thing in June. So we got to talking, and it just seemed like the timing was perfect.
Well, here we are, at O2 Center, Dublin. Billy's up the hall, and we're getting ready to go on.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
We are in Dublin. It's a different beast.
Yes, it is.
Billy and I had played together back in the 90s during the hit years, where we produced most of the hits that had been accredited to his name. And since then, 95, he took some time off. I went home, and we just kind of separated for a while. We did some gigs here and there, and then in April, we did some shows together, and then this thing came up during one of those shows that he was going to be doing this Kenny Rogers thing. At that point, I started thinking seriously about how this could be pulled off, the Pass the Hat and Play for Pints tour.
Yes, I would, just to see you again, here in Dublin.
Let's feature my buddy Mr. Dan Mahar on the electric guitar over there.
Well, down in Dublin, it was great. Folks were great. Stage was great. Everything was great. Now we're off to Cork. Okay.
great blues singer. I want you to would you give him a little sample of what you do, Big Dan? Mr. Dan Mahar.
Thank you, Billy. I'd like to send this out to my friends here from Tornina. Your friends too, Billy. This is from my Uncle Jim, one of the two kings that I've ever known in my life. All this hunting and searching, about to wreck my life. I gotta find my kind of woman, boys, or steal some poor man's wife. I gotta find my kind of woman. Yes, I got to find my kind of woman. I got to find my kind of woman way before the sun go down.
Put your hands together, please, and give a very warm Castle welcome to Dan Mahar.
On a warm summer's evening, upon a train bound for nowhere, I met up with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road. Take it there.
My pocket and made a fool out of me. 3 flat 7. Well, I went up to ask her, are you feeling all right?
When I was asked to perform for a benefit in Clonmel at the Hotel Manila for children with autism and for people with disabilities that are trying to be independent living, Billy and I both felt that this was a worthy cause and a good chance to give back to the community, and that's the main reason why we took it.
Thank you. I went out last night to escape the blues. I went out last night to escape my blues. They must have
Well, you're in for a big treat if you're anywhere near Tornina tonight. In Dunford's Bar, a little bit later on this evening, Billy Dean and Dan Mahar, as we call him here, probably Mahar in the States, I'm not sure, are coming to play. They've just fresh from supporting Kenny Rogers on his tour across Ireland. You're on a very special tour at the moment. It's got a bit of a unique name, Dan.
Yeah, it's pass the hat and play for pints.
Pass the hat and play for pints.
Well, we just thought we would.
You're actually getting into the real heart of Ireland. I mean, Tornina in West Waterford, you can't get much more Irish than that. And small town Irish.
Let them be little.
She said, now go try that on some other fool. And one more thing before you go. It is what it is, but I wish it weren't so.
You're the
black is white, man. I know.
Isn't that the... Stop stealing all my lines,
I'm
you.
sorry, Ian. Sorry, Stevie.
That's Dan Mahar from Someday I'm Gonna Know, as the name of his CD. We've got 5 copies of that to give away as well this evening, folks. And also we've got 5 copies of Billy Dean's album, The Hits, to give away too. So we're going to ask one very simple question at the end of the interview. And...
And that's what we do for breakfast.
I think Dan he knows a lot about Irish music. He knows about traditional music. Republican, he knows a lot about obviously the history of Ireland, and Meet Me at the Pillar is one of those songs that is about very traditional Irish music, and he was able to join in and he enjoyed it.
It's time to sing a freedom song. Come soon, we cannot wait.
Well, I think that they couldn't have picked a nicer village and a nicer area to come to. Everybody here is so welcoming, and there's loads of talent here as well, and they all sang along and got along with the guys, and I think the guys appreciated that as well, and I think they took everybody to their hearts as well. So hopefully we'll see them again.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Now we had a great time, because I wouldn't normally be out so many nights in a row.
No, we need a rest now. We need a holiday.
We're penned out.
We're going to miss you next week. We are, like, it's going to be boring here next week. Like, hopefully you'll come back soon rather than later.
And Colin came in, and I felt the cold hands up my back anyway, and I looked out the window and I just saw brightness. I looked at the clock, I saw 7 o'clock. I said, oh Jesus, I said, well, I missed a good fucking night.
Going forward, we'd like to create a brand with the name Pass the Hat and Play for Pints, and bring other musicians on board, some of my friends from my touring days, and bring some friends and relatives possibly. And like, you know, I can only give you an example that maybe some folks would understand. The Magical Mystery Tour that the Beatles did back in the 60s. They just put a whole bunch of people on a bus and went touring through England, just kind of goofing off. And this will be a little more focused, but it's that sort of a thing. It's meant to be fun and enjoyed. The whole experience that I had, which was, I can only describe it as stellar. And everything that I had hoped for and dreamed of in this tour has come true. I'd like to have my friends and others who would like to experience the same thing.
It's better than some of the ladies you kissed last night. Put them back in. Someday I'm going to know when I come face to face with my Savior Lord. Someday I'm going to know when I come face to face with my Savior Lord. Someday I'm going to know. I'm gonna know. Yes, someday I'm going to.
I tell myself the blues won't show, but on and on I have to go because it's raining down. Well, it's raining in my heart.